Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Live a Phenomenal Life show with me, Madame Merola, your hostess. It is such an honor and a privilege to be back again another Monday to be able to inspire, empower, and transform your life one show at a time. This is season 5, episode 23, and it's all about rebranding yourself the epic way. Yes, rebranding yourself. Why are we going to be talking about rebranding? I'm going to let you know in a minute. Why? Because we're all personal brands, but our personal brands all carry different values. They're all also unique in what they bring to the table. But many of us do not understand that there is also an evolving process that goes through our personal brand. So, because we change over time, because we pivot over time, our personal branding strategies also need to be able to grow with the new version that we've become. That is the reason why rebranding is very essential. But there is a right way to rebrand. And there is a way that you can rebrand yourself that can end up becoming a colossal disaster. I don't want that to happen to you. That is why I'm here today as your image and personal branding specialist to tell you some tips that you can use, some strategies and steps that you can take to ensure that when you are ready to rebrand yourself, you do it the right way so that you can get maximum results and return on your investment. Because rebranding yourself is going to cost you. It's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you time. It's going to cost you resources. It's going to cost you a lot of your energy as well and commitment. So you don't want to waste all that by rebranding yourself the wrong way, right? So that's the reason why I want you to be able to rebrand yourself right. So we're going to get into that in a minute. So once again, welcome. And I want to say hello again to all my Instagram fans and followers that are already on the show with me, and they've been waiting for me to get started with Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So, hello, Jules Hive. Nice to have you here. Oh, and thank you, Simon Bosa. She said, "Hi, Goddess. May people ever gift you like with PayPal or stuff? Oh, I would DM you. Thank you so much. That is so sweet of you." So, as I said, today is all about personal branding. So, before we get started, we have a system that we always adopt here on Live a Phenomenal Life Show. So the first thing we do is we state our one word for the week. Okay. This is because it would help you to be able to focus your energy and focus your thoughts on the things that are most pertinent for you. So if you know that there is something specific you want to do this week, find a word that you can anchor your goals and all the things you want to achieve this week on. And that way you can put it on places where you can easily see it and remind yourself about what it is. Okay. So I want to know what your one word is before I share mine. Then after that, I'm going to share the affirmations from the affirmation box. And then, as you know, I pick them randomly. And then we will get started with the topic of the day. So I'm shuffling the cards while I wait for you guys to share with me your topics for the day. Okay. So I really want to get to know you guys. Also, please say hi to me, ask questions, post your comments. If I say something and you disagree or you want to add or chip in something, please go ahead. Okay. It is not a monologue, it is a conversation with you guys. And I would love to hear what you guys have to share as well. So please interact with me. I love interaction. And don't think you're disturbing me. No, I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And that's the reason why I'm here. That's the reason why this show is already over 200 episodes old into. So please, 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 if you have anything to say or share with me on the show, please do so. If you have questions as well, make sure you ask as well. So many of you are probably even asking, okay, before I even get to the topic of rebranding, I don't even think I've properly branded myself. So you are even beginning from the very, 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 very foundational level, which is even great for you because what it means that you're now becoming intentional about your brand. And that way you can start to have what I call all your branding strategies in place, have all your things that you need, all the elements that you need for your brand to work. Okay. And we're not talking about your company brands now. We're not talking about your products. We're talking about you as a person. If you want to know more about personal branding in details, I would love for you to check out my book, How to Create an Epic Brand, the A to Z of personal branding. That will give you all the foundational steps and all the intro that you need to be able to build your personal brand from scratch if you're just starting out. Okay. This particular one is for those of you that have already branded yourself before. And now you see that, oh, your brand needs a facelift, your brand needs to be retweaked, it needs to be reworked on because it's no more serving the current version of you. So that's why many people rebrand. Okay, so I'll get into that. I just got the affirmation cards out, I shuffle them, and I'm going to pick 3 cards randomly to read out to you. So for those of you that have already got your one word, what is my one word? Are you curious to know what my one word for the week is? I'm going to share with you in a minute. Okay, so just give me a second to put the other cards back, and then I will share what my one word for the week is. So my one word for this week is to relaunch. Is to relaunch some of my products and services that I have in the way that I've retweaked them so that people can be aware of them. So also to relaunch myself to new people that probably never heard of me or know what I'm capable of. So my one word for this week is relaunch. I'm going to put it on the screen for those of you that can see it on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, as well as LinkedIn. For those of you that are on Instagram, if somebody is listening, please just help me type that. That would be helpful so that I don't have to waste too much time. But if not, I will just do it once I'm done. My one word for the week. Okay, got it. Mine is relaunch. So anything that I've been doing that needs to be done better, it's relaunch. Okay. So what's your one word? Please share with me. I would love to know. Okay. So as I said, if you're just coming in, hello and welcome to Live a Phenomenal Life Show with me, Madame Merola. So relaunch is my one word for the week. Relaunch. Okay. So now that we've done that, the next thing I want to do is to read out the affirmation card. So if we're ready, let's go. First card says, I am intentional and deliberate about my life. I have a laser focus towards my life's visions and goals. I say yes to my dreams and heart desire. Woohoo! Welcome, Austin 8100. Yes. Second card says, I am disciplined concerning the priorities of my life. I'm a blessing to the people around me. I have a caring and compassionate attitude towards others. Yes, yes, yes. And the third card says, I take risk with ease. I go beyond my comfort zone and stretch towards the higher and better version of myself. I am bodacious. Woohoo! Those are the 3 cards that I got for you guys today. So, yes, hi, Olavella Events, my BFF. It's good to have you guys here. So, as I said, right, we're talking about rebranding yourself the epic way. So after I've just shared these affirmations, it's so funny that some of the affirmations also talk about risk, right? Rebranding yourself is risky. If you rebrand yourself the wrong way, it can become an absolute fail. It will be like a disaster. You get to lose a lot of the people that you already have some kind of relationship with, your clients, your followers. Thanks, Olavella. It's great to have you here. So that's the reason why you need to rebrand if it is the right thing for you to do, but you need to also have a strategy to be able to rebrand. So, what is rebranding? So, do you want me to give you a simple definition of what branding is first? Personal branding is what I call your calling card to the world that showcases the total package of who you are, what you stand for, what your mission is, and how you can be of service to the people that you want to work with. So that is what personal branding is. The total package is the sum total of everything about you, the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you diffuse your energy, the things you write, to the things you create, to the things you do, the businesses that you own, the services you provide, the way you actually diffuse your life's mission, and people just connect with you. So whether they connect with you in the right way, in the wrong way, all those things are all part of your personal brand. And all your visuals, the things they see with your visual communication, the things they also get to read from your body physiology, your facial expression, the way you act around people, the way you show up, all those things are all add up to your personal brand, including the assets that we all know about, your logo, your website, everything. So that is your personal brand. So if you already have a personal brand that is out there, that is intentional, but then you've gotten to a stage whereby you're no longer more of that person you used to be, that you've showcased yourself to be. So you've changed career paths. You've changed what you're doing in terms of your life focus. You've pivoted in terms of your speciality, and you've moved from one niche to the other. You need to clearly communicate that to the people that you are actually trying to serve, because if they don't know, they're going to get confused, because they're going to be seeing a lot of messaging out there that states that this is the kind of person you are. And then your rebranding is showcasing you as something else. But because there was no strategy that was put in place to be able to let people know that I used to be this, but now I'm going to be this. And this is what I'm focusing on. This is what I'm going to be doing. This is what I'm going to be creating. Many people would not be able to pinpoint exactly who you are, what you're doing. And then, most especially, the people that you've been serving in the past, they might just be a bit put out, because they'll be like, okay, what is she up to now? What is he up to? What is he doing? He's no longer focusing on the things that he said he used to focus on. So all those things will make people to start to wonder that, is she confused? Okay. So excuse me. So you need to be able to be crystal clear and let people know that, okay, this is who I am. So rebranding means changing how others view you. That's the simplest definition I can give you. Changing how other people view you. So if people are viewed in a particular way, oh, you've always been a beauty consultant, you're a makeup artist, you're a doctor, you are a physiotherapist, you're a lawyer, you are a human activist and stuff, and you want to change that view of people about you, then that is what rebranding is. You consciously put elements in place, you put strategies in place for people to be able to see you in a different light, to be able to start to perceive you in a way that is completely different. So that's the reason why you need a rebranding strategy, so that it is not a colossal fail, but it is actually an epic success. Okay. So that is the definition of rebranding. So simple. It's just basically changing people's perception, people's views about you. All right. So when I say that you need to rebrand yourself the epic way, you might ask that, okay, is it the same definition of epic that you know? No, this is an acronym that came out of my book, How to Create an Epic Brand, the A to Z of personal branding. So the E stands for emotional connection. People need to be able to communicate with you and connect with you on an emotional level, especially as a personal brand. People work with people. People like who they like, and they choose to work with those people, be with those people, buy from those people, collaborate with those people. So people need to be able to connect with you on an emotional level. The P stands for perception. What people think about you matters. It matters because in that viewpoint, it's what they think about you that they're going to use to judge you. It's going to be what they use to create the yardstick of how they treat you, of how they see your value in life. So the perception you create in people's mind is very important. Just as I said, if people already have in mind that you are just an MC, you are just a dancer and stuff, and you have positioned yourself, you've reinvented yourself to be something completely different from what they've always perceived you to be, it is your job to get in ahead of the perception that people have of you, so that people begin to perceive you the right way. Okay. People's perception about you can be wrong, and it's not their fault. It's simply because you are not doing things intentionally that aligns with who you truly are and showcasing that on a daily basis. So you need to work on your perception that people have about you as a personal brand. The I in EPIC stands for innovation. As I said, as human beings, we evolve, we grow, we pivot, we reinvent ourselves. So as you grow as a person, as you change from one thing to the other, it is so important that you also let your personal brand showcase that. You need to let people know that I've moved on from level to level, from stages to stages, and you share it through the stories. You should also show it through the way your brand has evolved. So people should be able to see that, oh, 10 years ago, this was the logo, this was the focus, this was the image. And wow, what a transformation, what a journey, what a growth pattern that I can see that is inspiring enough. So you cannot be stuck with the same personal brand strategies that you had from the very beginning when you became intentional about it. You need to tell yourself that as I grow as a person, as I grow into other elements of who I am, of what I do, my personal branding strategies need to grow with me. And then the final letter is C, which is communication. How do you communicate your personal brand? It is different for every person. There is no one size fits all for anyone when it comes to personal branding. And I don't believe in giving everybody the same strategy. Why? Because you're unique, you're different, your focus is different and needs to be treated as such. That is why you need to work with an expert that will be able to ask you the right kind of questions, that will be able to give you the kind of strategies that will work for you. And the way you choose to communicate yourself must align with your personality, must align with your core values, must align with who you are trying to speak to. It must align with the future version of you that you're trying to become. So that that way you continue to show that you are true to yourself, that you are authentic, and above all, that you are not a phony, because people need to see that you're not just changing every single time and being different kind of person or being flaky or being fake in any way. Authenticity is very important, and the way you communicate yourself must also showcase that you already know who you are, you know what you're doing, you know what your value is, you know what your message is, and then you communicate in such a way that is confident. Okay, so that's why I call it right, rebranding yourself the epic way. So E is emotional connection, P is perception, I is innovation, and C is communication. Okay, so did we get that? For those of you that are just joining, welcome once again to Live a Phenomenal Live Show with me, Madame Merola. This is season 5, episode 23 of Live a Phenomenal Live Show. We are talking about rebranding yourself the epic way. So now that you know that you need to rebrand yourself, you need to ask yourself some specific questions. Okay. You also need to have a plan in place. So I always say that if you have a plan, it's easier for you to be able to ask yourself, okay, I want to rebrand. So how do I do it and when do I do it? Because so many people rebrand themselves in such a way that they just mess it all up and they regret it. And then sometimes they go back to what they were doing before just because they did not have a concrete plan. So the first thing I always say is once you decide to rebrand yourself, reassess your personal brand. Ask yourself the most important question. Why do I want to rebrand myself? Is it because I've changed my job or changed my career path or changed my focus in life? So therefore, I need to align my personal brand now with the new things that I'm doing. For instance, I used to be someone that was in the beauty industry. So I worked as a makeup artist, I owned a spa, and I also owned a beauty line. So I was mostly known as a beauty guru. So everyone used to come to me for beauty advice. People will come to me for makeup, for skincare therapy, and also to buy the products I was selling through my retail line, House of Merola. So that was what many people knew me for. So that was the perception they had about me that, oh, she is the beauty go to person. She's an image consultant, especially where it comes to restyling and rebranding or looking good externally. So when I became an image and personal branding specialist as well as a life coach, I needed to rebrand myself. I needed to let people know that, okay, I'm not just the one dimensional Madame Merola that you guys knew to be a beauty expert and owner of a beauty brand and the natural beauty revolution queen. I wanted people to start to take me seriously as well as a life coach and as an image and personal branding specialist. So, what did I do? I had to, first of all, get myself to understand what personal branding is, how it works. And then I created my logo, I created my brand statement and things like that. And then I launched myself as Madame Merola, the life coach, Madame Merola, the positivity queen, and later on with the tagline, the bank creator. So I had all this in place. I also had a website built and stuff. So I'm sharing with you my journey of how I started my personal brand. Okay. So because many people already knew me as a beauty guru, I had to start to work on letting them know what my new message was all about, what I was focusing on, who I wanted to serve, how I was going to serve them, and also the value I bring to the table. So every single time I would show up with messages, I had to recreate all my visuals. I had to change my business card. I had to even change location of where I was working from to align with what I was now doing. So that is the reason why you need to ask yourself, why are you rebranding? Is it because you've changed jobs? Is it because you've changed as a person and your previous focus is no longer your focus, and you don't want people to keep on aligning you with that other focus of yours of what you did in the past, and you want to change that perception? Then you start to ask yourself that, okay, so now that I know why I want to rebrand myself, or it's just because people don't even know you for anything specific. So you're like, okay, I need to rebrand myself in such a way that people begin to take me seriously in this level for this thing and whatever. So you need to ask yourself, why do you want to rebrand? So it could even be because you changed your name. It could be because you change so many aspects of who you are, and you feel like people are not connecting with you on that level. So therefore, it is necessary for you to rebrand. Once you're able to reassess your personal brand, you will be able to understand and answer that question clearly, why you want to rebrand yourself. Then you can move on to the second step, which is redefine your personal brand. So, for you to be able to redefine your personal brand, you cannot skip step one, right? You need to first of all ask yourself why you're rebranding. So, once you now know why you're rebranding, you now start to redefine your personal brand. You start to ask yourself, what is my new core? Who am I now? And what exactly do I stand for? What do I want to showcase to people? Okay, what do I want people to know me for specifically? All those things you start to put words down on paper so that it's clear when you start to show up as this new version of yourself and as this new rebranded version of you. So make sure you redefine for yourself who you are, what you stand for, who you want to serve, the what market segment you want to play in, what your core values are. All those things need to be written down, and then you need to start to put that into play when you come up with the restructuring of your personal brand. And I just gave away the third one, which is restructure. So, as I said, you can't put new wine into old wine skin. It's just not going to work. So when you're rebranding yourself, it's important for you to be able to tell yourself that I can't use the old system and the old processes and the old ways that I've been doing things to align with this new way of me. So I need to start to think of new marketing strategies. I need to ask myself, what's my new mission statement? I need to change my marketing plan to align with my rebranding version. You need to ask yourself so many important questions. You also need to, have a lot of new thoughts and new plans in place to be able to say that if the shift is so drastic, as in you move from one industry to another industry completely, you're also going to have to kind of increase your network. You're going to have to, join new network associations, start to, engage with new kinds of people. You have to start to look where you didn't look before, go where you didn't go before, interact with people you've never interacted with before. You need to start to tell yourself that, okay, as I restructure, as I start to pivot into being this new rebranded version of me, what are the elements of my brand that I also need to change? Who are the people I need to be working with now? Who are the people I want to work with? And therefore, I need to gain their attention. Where are they? How do I get them on board? How do I get to attract their attention and their business? How do I get people to know who I am now and what I do? So that's where the restructuring comes in play. Who do I need to hire? Who do I need to work with to be able to help me to get this restructuring plan to be as perfect as possible, and as also that also works for me in the way that I know I'll be able to carry it out on my own. So restructuring is very, very important. You can't skip that. So once you've done with restructuring yourself and having the plans and the tools and the steps in place, the next thing you need to do is repackage yourself. You need to start asking yourself, what are the elements that I kept from the past that will still work for me, and what are the elements that no longer serves me. So as I told you, when I rebranded, I changed my logo, I changed my website, I changed also the title that I was using to become more prominent, and people knew me now. They heard it, but I wanted it to be a statement as well. I changed my tagline. So many different things. Also, the styling. So in the past, I wasn't very focused on wearing my branding colors, but as I rebranded myself, I became a lot more intentional. So my personal branding colors are purple, yellow, and gold. So I started wearing most of those colors. I made sure that I was on every visual element that I put out there for the world to see. Whether they're my posters, whether it's my videos, whether it's my clothing, whether it's got to do my hair, jewelries, accessories, whatever it is, I made sure that my branding visuals aligned with the version I am now. I know many people didn't even understand that sometimes it was their style. Maybe the hairstyle wasn't suitable for the industry they were in. Also, some people were not dressing the way that showcased the level of expertise that they had. So if you're like trying to teach people how to become millionaires and to also become wealthy, but you don't look wealthy yourself, because as we say, image is everything. People are moved by what they see. So they need to see some level of affluence about you. So I'm not saying you should fake it till you make it. You just need to get the help of a stylist and image consultant to help you to package yourself in such a way that aligns with the messaging that you're putting out there. So you can't go out and have like really bad hair and be telling people I am the best hairstylist you can ever know, or you are trying to showcase yourself and position yourself as a top-notch fashion designer, and your clothes that you wear are not designed by you, they don't look good, they don't fit you right. Ain't gonna work. So you need to be able to do things in such a way that aligns with the new, and that's why you need a visual makeover for yourself, and then also for the elements that represents you on whatever platform it is, whether it's online or offline. So your business card needs to be upgraded, your website needs to be upgraded, your logo, you need to check it. If it needs an upgrade, fine. If it's good as it is, you keep it. Check your color scheme. Is your color scheme still going to work with the rebranded version of you? If it's going to be distorted messaging, then it's high time you change the colors as well. So all these things, you need to think about them and then start to rework them, get them all put together first. Okay. So at this point in time, you've not even launched out, because you need to work on the back end before you come up in the front end, before you come out in the spotlight. Then after repackaging is when you relaunch yourself. That's when you reintroduce yourself to the world and say, hello, let me reintroduce myself to you. My name is Madame Merola, and I am this and that and that and that. Previously, I've focused on this and that, and I've done a marvelous job on doing that for 15 years, 10 years. But now, this is what I have the passion and also the fortitude and expertise to do. You relaunch yourself, you share your story as to what led you to pivot from one thing to the other. Carry people along on your rebranding journey. I've seen many people just put out just a little blurb out there to say, oh, as from Monday, I am no longer going to be known as Madame Merola. I'm now going to be known as Abby Baby or something. And then I don't tell them why, or give at least show my followers and my clients a little bit of courtesy in giving them a little bit of brief as to what led to the name change or stuff like that. You can't be impersonal. Why? Because personal branding is a personal thing. And as I said, we interact with people. Human beings are curious by nature. They just want to know, like, why did you change your name? Why did you change your focus point? Why did you move from being a life coach, engineer, all those kind of things? So if you want people to buy into your new version of you, buy into your new journey, then be willing to expose a little bit of your backstory for people to be able to understand. And it's okay if You don't need to share everything. Just, create something that people will be able to connect with and to understand that, okay, you've rebranded, you've moved on from what you're doing. Those that will wish you well in your new venture, in your new positioning, they would. And those that would be like, nah, I don't like this new thing, or I'm not interested, they're going to go, and that's fine. You can't hold on to the people that don't want to stay. And also, you can't continue to be mamby-pamby and indecisive and trying to hold on to the old and also trying to pander to the new. You just need to pick a part, pick a corner, pick a niche, and then go with it and stick to it. Okay. So that's what the relaunch part of the step, that's step five. Relaunch yourself, reintroduce yourself to people as the new rebranded version of you, and then be committed and courageous and also confident about stating this new version of you to the rest of the world. After that, what you need to do is number six, reposition yourself. Okay. So maybe the new kind of clients you need now, maybe the new sector or the new industry or services you're providing does not really resonate with the people that you used to serve with your previous personal brand. Make sure you're crystal clear now that, okay, as I've rebranded myself, I need to change the kind of target audience that I've been speaking to, that I've been marketing myself to. Why? Because my old market cannot pay me. My old market cannot understand or actually utilize what I am bringing as value to the table. So you need to reposition yourself in the market. So you need to start to put out clear statements and also clear pricing structures and clear messagings out there to let people know that, okay, I am not working with high end people. I'm working with, managers, CEOs, or top level management, because those are the people you want to work with. Those are the people that can afford your services and products. And those are the people that also gain the most value. So if you want to work with housewives, you say, I'm working with housewives now that have a disposable income of XYZ. And also, you just let people be crystal clear that this is who I am. These are the people I want to work with. These are the people I want to serve. And these are, if you cannot afford this kind of services, then I'm not the right person for you. I might be able to help you with my free materials like my shows, and also with some of my products out there that I've already put out as part of service, but not the key services that is a paid for services. You need to position yourself in the right place and not dilute your brand in any way. Why? Because people also have this notion that the kind of money you charge for your services has a kind of correlation to how good your services are. And also the same thing with products, right? We go into the stores and we sometimes esteem that brands that have the highest price tag have to be the best products out there. It's not always necessarily true, but there's so much elements that has been put into play, from the branding strategies, from the marketing and the promotion and the packaging, that aligns with this prestigious way people view that product. So many people are willing to pay high end money for it. Okay. So after that, the final step is recommit. Okay. Now you've done the hard work in the past of building your personal brand for people to know you for a specific thing. You've gained the followers, you've worked with clients, you've earned the money, you've gained authority. You're going to have to do that all over again now once you've rebranded. You have to be willing to start from the bottom. You have to be willing to start to share your message, start to do many things that you thought you're done and over with. You just need to recommit to building your personal brand again and do whatever it takes. Put in the hard work to ensure that people start to get who you are now, and also start to align with your new branding strategies. So it's easy for you to get discouraged, because when you rebrand, you might start to lose followers. You might start to lose old clients that will say, oh, no, 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 now she's too expensive, or I am not really flowing with her in this new line that she's doing. It's okay. It's all about you. It's all about your vision. It's all about your own mission as well. You know who you want to be. You know what you're aiming for. You know what you're bringing out as value. You know what you're trying to do. You know the help and the services and the products they're bringing into play that's going to transform and change people's life. So not everybody's going to like what you do. Not everybody's even going to align with you or respect your changes in views or changes in the value that you bring, and also with your repositioning of yourself. But then you cannot always be too mindful of what other people think, especially when it comes to you building your personal brand. So once you're rebranding, just commit to it fully. Do whatever you need to do to ensure that you get it right, and that you are so committed to building it on a solid, consistent level that people will start to understand that, okay, I might not be her target audience, but I really respect and love what she does. It's so important. So, what I just want to say as an ending to all this is that don't forget that your personal branding has to reflect you, has to be authentic, has to be something that people can be connected to, whether or not they choose to be your client, but let them feel the sincerity and also the passion behind what you do and who you are. So don't create a new brand that does not align with your core, that does not align with you at the heart level. Make sure you show up as this new branded version of you, because this is who you are right now and this is who you truly want to be going forward. We are all in the state of becoming. We're not supposed to be stagnant in life. We're not supposed to be a one dimensional person. So, therefore, your personal brand needs to showcase that as well. Okay. Excuse me. So when you've rebranded yourself, you've rebranded your fashion line. Hi, Sashes by Kiki Benjamin, one of the most fabulous designers in Nigeria. You need to be able to say, hey, you know what? This is who I am. And this is who I want people to perceive me at. And I'm going to work at it and keep working at it and keep saying it and keep doing it till they get it. Okay. So don't be too mindful of the shortfallings that are going to come out of you putting out your personal brand or rebranding yourself in a way that many people don't get. Okay. It's just important that you follow the steps that you put in play, and then you start to commit to doing that consistently. I needs and more. So I'll just quickly go through the steps that I shared with you again. So I said for you to rebrand yourself the epic way. Epic is an acronym from my book, How to Create an Epic Brand. The A is your personal branding. The E stands for emotional connection. The P stands for perception. The I stands for innovation, and the C stands for communication. If you're able to communicate with people on an emotional level, whereby they perceive you in a way that is right with who you truly are, you're able to also innovate yourself and keep on evolving and growing, because that's what you're supposed to do. And you communicate that in a consistent, clear, and confident manner all the time. That's what makes you an epic personal brand. So once you choose to rebrand because you've innovated, you've reinvented yourself, you've moved on to something different. The the most important thing you now need to do is number one, reassess your personal brand. Why do you need to rebrand? Be crystal clear about that. Number two, redefine your new version of yourself, and then be clear about it in all your messaging that you put out there. Number three, restructure. Restructure your personal brand. So check out what new marketing elements you need and all the things that needs to be in place to actually work well in synergy with your new personal brand. Number four, repackage yourself. So make sure that you have the right visuals that align and work with your branding. Number five, relaunch your new version of yourself. Number six, reposition yourself in the right place that works for your rebranded version. And number seven, recommit to working on your personal brand. I like to say that personal branding is a lifestyle. Personal branding is a 24/7 job. You don't get a time out from it. So therefore, you need to recommit to building this rebranded, revamped, reinvented version of you in such a way that people understand you, people perceive you right, people connect with you, and people buy from you and also want to collaborate with you and just engage with you on a deeper level because they believe in you and what you're doing. That is how you get to rebrand yourself the epic way so that it's a success and not a colossal failure. So thank you once again for joining me today. I hope you guys have been able to gain some useful tips as to how to be able to rebrand yourself the epic way so that you do not have a rebranding strategy that is going to misfire and hurt you more than help you. Your rebranding should actually aid your growth, should aid your the perception people have for you, and also showcase your growth journey in life. But if done wrongly, you might end up finding out that people are just going to be disappointed and also not connecting with you right just because of some simple little things that you missed out on the steps to rebranding yourself. So if you have any questions, if you are in the process of rebranding yourself, or you feel maybe you need a rebrand but you don't know, and you would like to speak with me, you would like me to coach you and work with you on how to rebrand yourself right, please reach out to me. You can go to my website, www.madamemerola.com, or you can visit me on any on my social media platforms and send me a direct message and I'll reply you. I am an image and personal branding specialist. I didn't have anyone to handhold me and teach me how to brand myself right. So I went through a lot of missteps. I made a lot of mistakes. I had to do a lot of trial and errors and stuff till I got it right. But I did the research, I did the work. And because of my long standing history with working with people on a personal level, it helped me to be able to kind of figure things out on my own. And that's why I want to make things easier for you. I don't want you guys to make some of the mistakes that I did. And that's why I wrote the book, How to Create an Epic Brand, A to Z of Personal Branding, which you can find by just visiting my website or Googling it or sending me a direct message on my social media platform. And of course, and that is the reason why I work as an image and personal specialist. You can book a one on one session with me. I'll be able to go through the rudiments of what you need as an individual. Why? Because you're unique, you're different. The things about you are peculiar. So it's not a one size fits all with personal branding. It's not just about you going for photo shoots. It's not just about you building a website. It's not just about you having logos. No, personal branding is much more deeper than that. Personal branding is all about the psyche of getting people to know who you are, what you stand for, how you communicate your message, how you showcase yourself and diffuse your essence to the world through all the things you do, starting from the visuals down to down heart level spiritual matters, everything. People need to be able to see you and feel you at the same time. They say that people know, like, and trust the people that they engage with. So, oh my gosh, you can't hear me. I'm so sorry on this the call was coming through and it's messed up the sound. I'm so sorry. You probably have to watch it on Facebook and stuff. So that's the reason why. So once again, I want to thank you and I wish you all a wonderful day. God bless you. Take good care of yourself. Be good to you always. Until next week. Bye bye. Thank you guys.